Hello, hello, and good morning. Hello. I got my tea. I got some seeds. I'm headed out to the chicken coop and gonna probably play some fetch with the dogs because my chickens are being really loud right now. And I know I have some neighbors that are retired, so I feel kind of bad. But I pretty much have one chicken who, she's the smallest chicken, but she's also the leader of all the other chickens. And she's just forever making noise. Good morning. All right, so today is going to be a little different. I'm going to take the bunnies out right now because they didn't get to go out yesterday. Ooh, look at how big they got. Ooh. Come here, Mother. You want to stay in there, that's fine. I'm not chasing anybody. And they're being so loud. I think they want eggs. They definitely want eggs. Where did my basket go? Oh, there it is. Oh, stop it. Everybody loves eggs in this house. And we have a bunch of eggs right now, so I actually don't mind giving them some, but they're being super loud today. Which I get it, chickens are supposed to be loud, but I also try to be mindful of my neighbors, even though we live in a super rural area. I don't even want to give them this one because it's so cute, but all right. Her face has changed. So she has black spots. Oh my God, she's adorable. I love you. All right, so now that I'm done with all of my chores, the chickens are still a little chirpy right now because it's that time of the day where they're all laying eggs. The eggs that were in there from a little while ago were most likely from yesterday, early afternoon versus morning. So we'll probably have about, I don't know, 8-9 more eggs today. But yeah, so the reason why I said this video is going to be a little different today was because I mentioned in the last video that I had surgery about 11-12 days ago, and I am in a group with a lot of other people. I would say about 2,000-3,000 people who have also dealt with the same issue that I had. It's called middle ear myoclonus. Some people deal with it, and some people get it frequently, some people get it infrequently, but I was one of those lucky people who was dealing with it every single day for a very long time. The last year has been really hard, and when you tell someone that something is wrong with your ear, it's almost like, oh, you have an earache, or oh yeah, my kid has ear infections. And I'm not undermining the fact that, those people do have those issues. It's just, this is a very constant nagging, knocking sound that you get. Some people describe it as knocking. Some people describe it as little bubbles. Some people say that it's like a twitching sound. And I would say that's something that I would describe it as. It very much sounded like someone was tapping on wood all day long in my right ear, or just like a clicking nonstop, and there's no rhythm to it. A lot of times I would go to the doctor and be like, hey, it's still happening, and they would be like, oh, are you sure you're not hearing your heartbeat? I'm like, yeah, if this was my heartbeat, I'd be concerned because the pattern is not very normal. So what I wanted to talk about today was just like the beginning of how I started realizing that I had it. And then, gosh, so loud. And then just kind of like how I dealt with it, and then the path to surgery. So, yeah. So I started having it, and it was around summertime last year, and it was just a like a nagging sound. I didn't think too much of it because I have tinnitus, which is tinnitus or tinnitus, whatever one you want to call it. But you know, I was in the army. Everybody else in the military deals with it. It's like ringing in the ear. It doesn't stop. This is more of a, ooh, I think my chicken ate too much water, drank too much water. Ugh, that was gross. Okay, I think my chicken drank too much water. I just like the camera's in front of me, and in front of that was or behind the camera is the chicken, and all I see is like bleh. The chicken like spit up water. Sometimes that could be a very dangerous thing, but in this case, I just gave them water, and I think she just went a little too hard in the paint. So back to where I was going at too. So yeah, so I've had this problem for a while. It's very annoying. It's nonstop. So like picture you're talking to someone and you have an AirPod in your ear that's just making this tap, 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 tap sound. But there's no like, there's no rhythm to it. It's just random. It's very frustrating. I've heard some people in the group say that they only have theirs reactive to sound, which means like, oh, you're watching TV and it starts up. Or, you know, people are talking to you and it starts up. But when you're sitting in silence, it goes away. In my situation, it wasn't reactive to sound. It was reactive to me breathing, I guess, because it was happening all day. And so I went, oh man, like hundreds of days with this issue. And through the 100 days, it probably stopped once. And I thought that I was cured. I had already seen an ENT, and they were like, look, we can do it, you know, we can do a surgery, make it stop. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm cured. I think it stopped. And let me tell you, it did not, because not even like 24 hours later, it started up again. So yeah, it sucked. It sucked really bad. And I think what people fail to understand is when you like live with a chronic illness or problems that people can't see, when you are going about life or you mention that you're struggling with something, they, I don't want to say kind of dismiss it, but it's just kind of like, oh, okay, cool. And it's kind of the same thing. Like, I know my husband and my son were like tired of hearing about it, but like it was literally driving me up a wall, making me feel crazy. Um, I I felt so seen in the groups that I'm in, because I'm like, oh, finally, like someone else is dealing with this problem. Um, I don't know if any of you guys have kids, but you know, when you're like doing something and your kid's trying to talk to you and you're getting a phone call, and there's like 100 other things going on, and you just feel like really annoyed and agitated. So like that's what it felt like. So I'm like trying to pay attention to people, but like the noise is there. I'm trying to listen to what people are saying, but the noise is there. And I'm just very thankful that it's only in one ear, but it's so frustrating. I do think that there is a connection with um, the middle ear myoclonus and anxiety, PTSD, and a lot of mental health issues, because I do like the body that I live in, the body that I inhabit. um, it is very reactive to the things around me, and it's not just my ear. There's a lot of parts. There's a lot of parts of me that are just sensitive, including the inside, right? Like I'm just a pretty sensitive person, highly sensitive person. I've always been that way. Um, So this has been like especially challenging for me, because for someone who's already like generally an anxious person, it just like makes it that much worse. And I'm not trying to turn this channel into a place where I like trauma dump all of my medical issues and stuff like that. But I do want to say that, like, don't undermine when people are struggling. Like, just because it looks like I've got it all together. I know some people, when I tell them like I struggle, or they're like, oh, but you just look so happy all the time. Yeah, that's on social media. That's on Instagram. That's the 30-second real version that you get. You know what I mean? That's what you get. You don't get the I can't sleep. You don't get the this noise is driving me crazy. You don't get the oh my gosh, what if it's a brain tumor? You know, the constant thoughts that come through your head, and it's just it's something very difficult to struggle with. So anyways, I'm going to fast forward to the process of where I went to some ENTs, kind of told them what was going on. A lot of them were really confused. They were like, it'll probably go away. Got prescribed so many different medications. Let me tell you, if you have a problem in America, what I can guarantee you is they got medicine for it. They have a medicine for it. If that medicine will work or not, can't tell you. But there's a medicine for it. So they tried giving me all kinds of stuff. The one that I was absolutely like, no, this isn't working. Gabapentin, never take it. I would never take it again. Tegretol, never take it again. I'm just like, no, like I don't want to take a medication. I don't want to take another medication. Like, I'm good. I take enough medication, you know? So I finally got to an ENT that was like, hey, I know what this is. It's middle ear myoclonus. And basically what that means is the tendons in your ears are twitching. And because it's behind your eardrum, you can hear it. So that's what it is. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense, because for the longest time, I've always had a twitchy eye. Like, my eye has been like super twitchy. It's not all the time, but like if I'm in periods of high stress, my eyes will start twitching. And so my eyes will twitch and it'll go away usually. I've tried taking like magnesium and stuff, and I do think that helps a lot. And then back in 2023, I went through about a sleep deprivation for about 3 weeks, and I wish I was joking with you guys, but like literally asked my husband and my family. It was 3 weeks. I didn't sleep. I didn't think it was possible. I thought I was gonna die, and a lot of the residual impacts that I have today were not happening prior to that. So the stressor of that event like kind of triggered a trickling effect of my nervous system being out of whack, which I, also am strongly believing that the myoclonus has something to do with it also. The body that I live in always feels like it's under attack. It's like a constant state of fear, and I can feel it. I have to remind myself day to day to just kind of relax and like let go. I can feel it in my shoulders. I can feel it when I grind my teeth at night. And so it's just something that I'm working on. I have been working on. It is very challenging. And I think that's why I love being around animals. I think I was telling my mom that the other day, that like, maybe that's why I like animals so much. Hold on. Maybe that's why I like animals so much, because when I'm around them, I feel genuinely calm. The only other hobby that I've had that has done that to me was ice skating. And unfortunately, I broke my leg 2 years in. So hopefully I don't break my leg while I'm gardening. Or my arms or anything for that matter. But yeah, so finally found a doctor. He was like, look, I've heard of this before. I've seen it at conferences, but I am not your guy. So he referred me to a surgeon at Duke who was like, yeah, I've heard of this. So that was, I think, doctor number 4. So like doctor number 4 is like, yeah, I've heard of this. Ran a bunch of tests. I think at this point I had about 5 hearing tests. I was like, can't you guys just use the last one? No, we got to use this. So it's just so annoying. So finally get to the point where they're like, look, we could do surgery. And then one time I had a consult with the surgeon, and the VA gave me the wrong appointment. Or I don't know if it was the VA. Someone at Duke or someone at the VA put the wrong appointment time in my portal. And so we show up and they're closed. And I'm like, babe, I swear the appointment was today. And he was like, I don't know what to tell you. So we're like calling them to see if I could possibly be seen in the other office, because like at this point, like I'm at my wit's end. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like I can't do this anymore. And so I'm bawling on the phone. Like I'm literally bawling. My husband has to talk to the receptionist. Like that's not me. I handle my business, okay? Like I be handling stuff, but I just couldn't. I could not. Who is being so loud? You want to be picked up, but she's like, pick me up, please. Okay, mama, I pick you up. Okay. What, you want to talk? Okay. Ugh. She's like, don't touch me there. She was wet. I think she confuses me sometimes because she's like, oh, I want you to pick me up. And then I pick her up and she's like, all right, bye. She's so cute. She wants some of my tea. I'm drinking lavender mint, ashwagandha, and I think that's it. It's good. Very good. Calm tea in the morning. No coffee today because I was feeling really anxious yesterday. So I was like, let me not do caffeine today. Okay, so back to the story. Anyways, get to Duke. I'm boo-hooing, crying. My husband takes over. He's probably thinking I'm crazy because I can't, as a 30-something-year-old adult, function on the phone by myself. My son's in the car, and I'm just like, I can't take this anymore. You guys just don't know it. So they're trying to squeeze me in that day, but they can't. But they do give me the next appointment. So 2 weeks later, finally, I am able to go to the appointment, meet the surgeon and a couple other doctors, and they're like, yep, that's what it is. And so I'm like, yay. Okay, so what do we do? So they're like, look, we're going to do a surgery. We're going to go in. We're going to do this. We're going to cut that. We're going to do that. It's going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Apparently this happens, or I will say this is reported. There is, of our population, there's a 1%. 1% of people have reported having this issue. So I think that there's probably more people out there, but the ones that are like really sensitive to it and the ones that are really driving people, it really drives people crazy, have reported and like sought care for it. Handful of people that I've met have had surgery, mixed reviews. Some people say it has fixed it. Some people say that it hasn't. Some of the fears that I had going into surgery were pretty much, what if I die? Right? Like whenever you go under anesthesia, there's a chance something bad can happen to you. So in my mind, I'm like, is it worth going through a surgery to fix something this small when there's a chance that like I can die in anesthesia? I know it's unlikely, but like that's what my anxious brain was telling me. So I was thinking about that. I was thinking about like, what if they go in there and find something else? Like it was just a whole lot of stuff that I just didn't really want to deal with. But my husband, who's my rock, was like, no, girl, you are getting this surgery. He was like, if I have to drag you there, you're getting this surgery. Cause I know he's like, I'm tired of hearing about it. So he's like, no, you're doing the surgery. And some people probably won't like that. They're like, oh, don't let your husband tell you what to do. But my husband needs to tell me what to do, okay? Because I be acting crazy sometimes. He literally is my caretaker and my provider, and like he's all of those things. And so when I'm spiraling out of control, he's the one that's like, no, look, this is what we're doing. And I think that's what's great about having a husband. Like that's what husbands are for. And I may not agree with him at the time, but and hopefully he doesn't watch all of this. I hope he's playing on his phone, not even paying attention when he watches this, because I don't want to tell him that he's right. But 9 out of 10 times he's right when it comes to these kind of things. So with that being said, I booked the surgery, got the surgery. Now I'm in the post-op phase. First 3 days were not bad. I took a leave. I have a lot of allergies to medications, so I can't take painkillers. So I took a leave. It worked fine. There was no times where I was like in excruciating pain where I was crying throughout the entire post-op. I think I told you I'm like 11 days post-op right now, and it's good. It's still pretty frustrating that this ear that I had surgery in makes a lot of noises, it's hard to say. Like, I can't hear out of this ear. Like, if you're talking to me right here, I literally, like, I can't hear my fingers doing this right now. Like, I can't hear out of that ear. But, like, there is this faint staticky sound that I hear all the time, and I think it's the gel packing and the packing that they put in there that I have to get removed when I go back in, I think, the second week of March. So there's that. I can't lift a lot of stuff, so it's kind of slowed me down gardening. To be totally honest, I think the surgery has impacted me more emotionally than it has physically. And I say that meaning, yeah, it sucks like recovering and stuff, but I've had worse surgeries. When I broke my leg and couldn't leave the couch and have all this hardware and titanium and everything in my leg, like, that was awful. This is like, this was, to me, this one felt more like a routine surgery, with the caveat of, like, it's your ear and there's just stuff coming out of it and it's just really gross. Okay, so sleeping with my head elevated has been another thing that's helped. There's like a sloshing sound, like when you get pool water in your ear, and it just is kind of annoying. It's not as annoying as the constant clicking sound, but it is like, it has like a feel sound. I never thought that was a thing before, but like, since I can't hear, but I can feel it, it feels like a feeling vibration almost. So I can kind of feel that. Hi, baby girl. Look at the babies. I know, we need to put diatomaceous earth in here so that they can take a bath, but it looks like it's about to rain. I felt a couple of raindrops already. But yes, so yeah, it's been a pretty decent recovery, but I wanted to make this video as just kind of like a post-op update, and I will definitely make another video in about 3 months about this. And you know, again, to people that are just here for gardening chickens and bunnies and microflower farms, like, I apologize. But I do know that, like, when I was trying to find people online that had this condition, there was like a few videos in India and like a few videos from the 80s, and I think that sucks. Like, it would be really nice to know that like a real person was actually going through something that I was going through. And it's not fun. It really isn't fun. And I think that's why you'll see me every once in a while post some lo-fi videos, and it's because I like making music mixes at night to listen to, and I'll listen to those songs, and it's just like, you know, instrumentals, it's just beats, so that I can fall asleep, so that I don't have to hear the sounds in my ear. And it's nothing that I have ever experienced before, and it's been terrible. Like, I'll say it freaking sucks. It freaking sucked. Like, I don't know what to tell you. It was bad. So yeah, so I guess I'll just end the video with saying, you know, a couple weeks since the surgery, I'm doing fine. I don't regret getting the surgery. All of you that are worrying about getting the surgery, definitely, like, your thoughts and concerns are valid. I totally get it, especially if you already deal with, you know, being an anxious or highly sensitive person. You know, the fear of not getting my hearing back, the fear of not getting my taste back. It's there, it's very real. But I will, oh yeah, because I didn't mention that, I literally cannot taste anything. I can't taste anything. I thought it was coming back, but it's not. It hasn't yet. I can again taste like flavor smells, if that makes sense. Like, if I had mint, my son used rosemary when he made steak the other day, and I could kind of taste how strong the rosemary was, but like, I couldn't taste the steak or the butter, if that makes sense. So it's like, I don't know, all of your senses working together. But yeah, so even with those things, I would still do it again, because it was very hard living the last, you know, 10, 11, however many months it was, of just like excruciating noise, and being bothered. But yeah, we'll continue to get me recovered, and I'm just gonna take it light for probably like another week. I've still been doing some stuff. I'll be posting a video here of some of the yard work that we did to prepare for our flower farm season, which I'm so excited for. We have so many great things in store here. And honestly, if it wasn't for my brother, I think I would be just like super depressed right now about my business, but he gave me a spark of hope. And so I'm like, okay, here we go. Let's go. Let's see what happens. And I'm like, dude, the last year has been super tough. I'm like, how do you break your leg, end up with freaking ear problems, have to have surgery? Like, I feel like an 80-year-old woman. So I'm like, you know what? This is going to be the year, right? This is the year of the horse, people, right? We're going to be pushing through and healing, recovering, taking what life throws at us. And if that means another surgery, then so be it. But I will say that I've been blessed with the last 2 weeks of no clicking has been amazing. So hopefully the doctor doesn't think I'm a weirdo when I come in to see the surgeon and I'm like bawling tears of happiness because of just how much peace he gave me over these last 2 weeks. And I just hope that he knows how much it means to me that there's people who can do surgeries on things that maybe aren't as common. So I hope this video helps some people, and I hope you guys know that, like, solidarity, there's other people that have struggled with this issue, but I think we're all gonna be all right. And yeah, feel free to not subscribe. Feel free to subscribe. This is a gardening channel, a homesteady kind of channel, so this won't be my regular content, but I did want to post this video to just have something out there for people like us freaks of nature, for us to kind of have in reference to about living with middle ear myoclonus. All right, I'll catch you guys later. Bye.